The dread and fear that can come with a cancer diagnosis have their roots in its killer nature. Cancer is the second most common cause of death in Americans after heart disease, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Even when diagnosed early and attacked with the latest treatments, cancer still has the power to kill. Worldwide, the three cancers that killed the most people in 2020 were lung cancer with 1.80 million deaths, colorectal cancer with 935,000 deaths, and liver cancer with 830,000 deaths. But those aren't the deadliest cancers, according to Rebecca Siegel, Senior Scientific Director of Surveillance Research at the American Cancer Society, or the ACS. The number of people a cancer kills each year depends on two factors: how many people have it, that is cancer incidence, and what percentage of people diagnosed with the cancer survive it, that is survival. The deadliest cancers are those with the lowest survival. Cancer researchers determine survival with a measure called the 5-year relative survival. This is the percentage of people who are expected to survive the effects of a given cancer, excluding risks from other possible causes of death, for 5 years past a diagnosis, according to the Surveillance, Epidemiology and End Results Program, that is the SEER or SEER, a National Cancer Institute or NCI initiative that collects, compiles, analyzes, and reports data and statistics on cancer cases nationwide. Hi, this is Sudhirtalati, and here's a look at the top 7 deadliest cancers. Pleural cancer occurs in the pleural cavity, the space within the chest cavity but outside the lungs, or in the layer of cells that surrounds the lungs. The NCI includes pleural mesothelioma in the mesothelioma category for purposes of monitoring survival. So cases of pleural mesothelioma aren't included in pleural cancer statistics, according to Kathy Cronin, a scientist with the Surveillance Research Program at the NCI. But not all pleural cancers are mesotheliomas. Many of these non-mesothelioma pleural cancers are tissues of unknown histology, meaning that doctors are unsure what tissue or cell type they are, Cronin said. Treatments for pleural cancer may include surgery, chemotherapy, or radiation, according to the University of Texas Southwestern Medical Center. Lung and bronchial cancer kill the most people worldwide and in the US every year. Smoking and use of tobacco products are the major causes of it. There are two major types: non-small cell lung cancer, which is the most common, and small cell lung cancer, which spreads more quickly. The best thing patients who smoke can do to prepare for treatment is to quit smoking. Treatments for lung cancer include surgery, chemotherapy, radiation, immunotherapies, and in the case of non-small cell lung cancer, targeted therapy. The NCI estimates lung and bronchial cancer to claim around 131,880 lives in 2021. Liver cancer is one of the most common forms of cancer worldwide. Though liver cancer is uncommon in the United States, it has been on the rise, with liver cancer incidence in the US more than tripling since the 1980s. The most significant risk factor for liver cancer is chronic hepatitis B or hepatitis C infections. Both of these infections are transmitted through bodily fluids, including blood and semen. The CDC recommends that all children be vaccinated against hepatitis B virus, but there is no vaccine for hepatitis C. A closely related cancer is intrahepatic bile duct cancer, which occurs in the ducts that carry bile from the liver and gallbladder to the small intestine, where the bile helps digest fats from food. The NCI estimates that in 2021, approximately 30,230 Americans will die from liver and intrahepatic bile duct cancer. The esophagus is the muscular tube that transports food from the throat into the stomach. Risk factors for esophageal cancer include older age, being male, smoking, drinking alcohol, and having acid reflux, in which stomach acid comes up into the lower esophagus. Treatments, which depend on how far the cancer has progressed, may include surgery, chemotherapy, radiation, immunotherapy, or targeted therapies. The NCI estimates esophageal cancer to kill around 15,530 Americans in 2021. This digestive system cancer begins in the gallbladder. The gallbladder, located underneath the liver, concentrates and stores bile, which is a substance made by the liver that aids in digestion. Gallstones, which are small, hard deposits of cholesterol and other materials in the gallbladder, significantly increase the risk of developing gallbladder cancer. Treatments, which depend on how far the cancer has progressed when it is diagnosed, include surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation. Patients can also consider participating in clinical trials of immunotherapies and targeted therapies for gallbladder cancer. The mesothelium is a layer of cells that line certain cavities of the body and surround the internal organs, according to the ACS. Mesothelioma is a cancer of these cells. 3 out of 4 mesotheliomas develop in the mesothelium that surrounds the lungs, which is called the pleura. This type of cancer is called pleural mesothelioma. The next most common type of mesothelioma forms in the peritoneum, the tissue that lines the abdomen and surrounds many abdominal organs such as the stomach and the liver. This cancer type is called peritoneal mesothelioma. Rarely, mesothelioma occurs in the tissues that surround the heart and testicles, according to the ACS. Exposure to asbestos, a mineral fiber once commonly used in insulation, according to the US Environment Protection Agency, is the primary cause of malignant pleural mesotheliomas and can contribute to development of peritoneal mesothelioma, according to the ACS. Treatment for mesothelioma depends on how far it has progressed but may include surgery, chemotherapy, radiotherapy, targeted therapies, and immunotherapies. Pancreatic cancer begins in the tissues of the pancreas, which aids digestion. Digestive system cancers in general are quite deadly, with fewer than half of patients surviving 5 years, according to the SEER data. And pancreatic cancer is the deadliest of the bunch. Most pancreatic cancers are exocrine cancers, which means the cancer arises in the cells that make digestive enzymes. Less commonly, cancers arise in the pancreas's endocrine cells, which make hormones such as insulin. These are called pancreatic neuroendocrine tumors, or NETs, or islet cell tumors, according to the ACS. NETs make up 2% of pancreatic cancers and have a much better prognosis, according to the ACS. Depending on how far it has spread, doctors may treat pancreatic cancers with surgery, radiation, or chemotherapy. Other treatments might include immunotherapy, which ramps up the immune system to attack the cancer, or targeted therapies, which uses drugs that target molecules specific to cancer cells. The NCI predicts pancreatic cancer to claim 48,220 US lives in 2021. During most of the 20th century, the number of people killed by cancer every year, relative to population size, or the cancer death rate, rose steadily to its peak in 1991, according to the ACS's most recent summary of the state of cancer in the US. Since 1991, the cancer death rate has fallen by 31%, which is equivalent to 3.2 million fewer cancer deaths compared with the death rate in 1991. The study authors attribute the decrease in cancer death rates to reductions in smoking, earlier detection, and better treatments for some cancers. Yet despite all that progress, a wholesale cure for cancer remains elusive for many reasons. The first issue is that cancer is not just one disease that could be eradicated with one cure. Instead, it's hundreds of diseases, and we would need hundreds of different types of cures to cure all cancer. Another reason it's hard to cure cancer is that the bar for cancer being cured is incredibly high. Cancer is cured if there are no traces of it in the body, and it will never come back or is not expected to come back. But even when all traces of a cancer have disappeared, there's no way of knowing with certainty that it won't return. There is never a guarantee that cancer will not recur, because cancer cells can hide in the body undetected by a person's immune system. That said, the longer a person is in remission, meaning that the signs and symptoms of cancer are reduced or absent, the less likely it is that the cancer will come back. Finally, just because there are effective treatments for a particular cancer doesn't mean that the treatment will work for everyone. Each person's cancer has a unique molecular signature and responds differently to treatment compared to someone else with the same type of cancer. For more details, please go through the reference links in the description. Also, please like, share and subscribe to the channel for more of such content. Thank you for watching.